You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. This fucking industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about.
Puff Daddy is the king of deception.
You stood next to Biggie, you put hot on him. That's stand next to the fighters you want, right? You stood next to Mace, stood next to Jock. Look, Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere.
He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
Once upon a time, in the land of commencement speeches and hidden family secrets, Sean Combs took the stage at Howard University. But little did the audience know that he was about to unveil a tale that would make their jaws drop like a mic in a rap battle. You see, Sean's mama, Janice, had been spinning a yarn about his father's demise. She claimed that Melvin Combs, may he rest in peace, had met his tragic end in a car accident. But Sean's curiosity ignited like a flame on a hot track, leading him on a quest for the truth. Armed with determination and a library card, he ventured into Founder's Library, ready to unravel the mystery. Hours turned into a day as Sean dove into the depths of history, sifting through ancient scrolls of microfiche like a treasure-hunting scholar. And lo and behold, the Amsterdam News whispered a secret into his ear. It revealed that his dear old dad, with ties to the notorious drug dealer Frank Lucas, had not perished in a mere accident. No. Fate had dealt him a much darker hand. He had been slain in a wicked drug deal gone bad. Now you'd think this revelation would make Sean shy away from the treacherous path his father had walked. But life has a funny way of twisting fate, my friends. For as Sean strutted through the wild world of Hollywood, he donned a cloak of ruthlessness, determined not to be a pawn in anyone's game, and comedian Dave Chappelle has been there to witness it all. I decided to embrace the entrepreneurship of my father, but in an honest way, in a legal way, by earning, scraping, working harder, believing in myself, and most importantly, making the most of the blessings that God blessed me with, Combs said in the commencement address. Is that right? No, it's not.
Say what?
Chris, the Chris grew up fast.
Yeah, they grow up fast.
Are you happy for Ben and Jen?
Combs' journey weaves together two contrasting worlds that collided when he made the pivotal decision to leave Howard University and join Andre Harrell at Uptown Records. Janice Combs, once a hardworking matriarch juggling 4 jobs to support her 2 children, now witnesses her son's remarkable ascent as one of the most recognizable and successful entrepreneurs of his generation, amassing an estimated fortune of $800 million.
If you're mentally ill, I don't think Kanye is crazy at all. I think he's possibly not well. Well, I've been to Hollywood. It's a lot of juice.
However, Chappelle adamantly claims that Diddy is in control of tainted money, a significant portion of which he allegedly acquired by eliminating his rivals. Chappelle has been subtly exposing the founder of Bad Boy Records, beginning with his most recent revelation involving a criminal act. The internet has been set ablaze by the unverified medical emergency that resulted in Jamie Foxx's hospitalization. Unless you just landed from another planet, you're likely aware of this situation. The online realm is brimming with theories and debates, but one particular theory has risen to prominence. Many speculate that Foxx's illness was not a natural occurrence, but rather a deliberate attempt on his life. Surprisingly, Dave Chappelle has stepped forward to shed light on why powerful forces were so eager to silence Foxx. Rest assured, there's no cause for alarm. Simply follow our lead as we uncover the missing pieces of this intriguing puzzle.
What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, "They are trying to kill me"?
Earlier last month, reports emerged of Jamie Foxx being rushed to the hospital due to a medical emergency. As he was filming Back in Action alongside Cameron Diaz in Atlanta, his loved ones had to travel from Los Angeles to be by his side.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
However, recent developments indicate that the police paid a visit to Foxx during his hospital stay. Allegedly, the Academy Award-winning actor informed them about an active threat on his life. Fans were shocked and bewildered by his alarming statements. A Twitter user recently expressed their concern, stating, "Jamie Foxx told the cops somebody is trying to kill him. I'm telling you, man, it's like they have a timer of these celebrities' lives. I believe him. The burning question on everyone's mind now revolves around the identity of the potential assailant. Fortunately, there's no need to worry, as Dave Chappelle has just unraveled this enigma. Certain influential individuals are relentlessly pursuing Dave Chappelle due to his bold remarks regarding the suspicious nature of Jamie Foxx's illness. The comedian-turned-actor fearlessly speaks out against the satanic practices he claims to have witnessed in Hollywood. It's not the first time he has made such allegations. As in the past, he likened the world of business to a devouring monster that forces compliance upon those who resist.
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking industry is a monster.
In an interview on his life and work, Dave Chappelle spared no details in criticizing the film industry and its elites. He mentioned Martin Lawrence, who, like Jamie Foxx, is currently thought to have suffered a stroke. Dave made a humorous statement, claiming that Martin's reaction to his question was,
After that, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life.
This is not a shallow answer, no matter how funny it may sound. Fans assume that Jamie must have been presented with Illuminati material, and he must have rejected it, and this is the root cause of all his troubles. Another supporter chimed in. I felt that he said no to something, and that's why he had that stroke. This is a fairly healthy man that stays out of the way. They unalive these celebs, make them go broke, and take away work just so that they submit. #pray for Jamie Foxx. During an interview, Dave Chappelle commended Martin for his resilience, highlighting that it takes true strength to speak one's mind openly. In the same vein, he posed a thought-provoking question, expressing his bewilderment at the alarming rate of artists and celebrities vanishing or experiencing health crises in Hollywood.
What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Delving deeper, Chappelle dropped a subtle hint about an overlooked yet significant issue. He unveiled that there are sinister forces at play behind the scenes, only discernible to a chosen few. He further elaborated on his decision to seek refuge in Africa, escaping the clutches of the powerful elite.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL?
Fans continue to regard Chappelle as an emblem of bravery and courage. His authenticity and willingness to expose the facade of Hollywood's arrogance earn him constant admiration. One person remarked, "Say what you want about Dave Chappelle, but he does show the darker side of Hollywood, the side that keeps you from your family and friends, the greed and illusions involved. We all see glamour, parties, and money, but he's telling us it's not all this magic. They create magic. Celebrities are just everyday people like you and I, not super beings. Imagine how lonely it must get. It's really sad. I love him even more for putting this out there." Back in 2006, Chappelle had previously revealed that Hollywood had made attempts to oust him. He shared his journey of honing his craft and establishing his reputation in the industry since the age of 14. According to him, the industry sought to exploit his creative output by subjecting him to experimentation with drugs, effectively stifling his true self.
I've been in show business since I was 14. They're trying to kill me.
He went on to assert that the entertainment industry actively engages in a manipulative tactic of pushing young artists towards drug addiction by convincing them that they are insane or crazy. This, in turn, enables control over their lives and careers.
The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication.
However, this is only the tip of the iceberg. In the same interview with Oprah Winfrey, Chappelle hinted that famous individuals who resist such control will soon exhibit irrational behavior or inexplicably vanish. He further mentioned that he had witnessed and fully comprehended the underlying truth when Mariah Carey was diagnosed with a mental illness.
I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me. I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy.
Fans couldn't help but draw parallels between Dave Chappelle and Kanye West regarding their criticisms of the music industry. A supporter has recently commented, "It's crazy that Dave and Kanye have said the same exact story 16 years apart. They try to convince you that you are crazy, discredit you, drug you up, unalive you, so they can own the rights to your craft indefinitely." Kanye West's shocking allegations of being coerced into taking psychiatric drugs, echo the trouble he has been stirring within the industry and the revealing of industry secrets. He claimed that these pills, including lithium, are intentionally administered to manipulate the user's mental state and drive them into madness.
I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount.
Previously, Jamie Foxx openly acknowledged his use of addictive narcotics, candidly discussing his ongoing battles with substance abuse. In an earlier interview, he provided insights into Kanye West's situation, drawing from his own experiences facing similar challenges.
You know, Kanye don't come from a bad place. Right. And when he talked about the drugs, the mental drugs, I've had an episode of that.
Foxx admitted to struggling with the overwhelming grip of addiction, expressing that it was a formidable task to overcome. He even speculated that if it weren't for the intervention of a trusted friend, he might have believed his life was in jeopardy. These insightful remarks originated from Jamie Foxx himself. My friend stayed at the hospital with me. Then he took me back to the dorm, and I was afraid of the dark, and he would talk to me every night and calm me down and say stuff like, "You're okay, the demons aren't real." He saved my life. Even after a year or two since the tragic events, Jamie continued to bear the heavy burden of the consequences resulting from intense drug use. He expressed a profound sense of despair, believing that his life had been irreparably damaged and that recovery was beyond his reach. He spoke candidly about his struggles, saying it felt like all of my fears were coming true and I was going crazy, he shared. I read up on PCP after it happened. It leaves a fingerprint, and you can't get it out of your system. Despite not being embroiled in any significant scandals, Jamie managed to maintain a presence in the public eye. Demonstrating tremendous bravery, he recently captured headlines by exposing P. Diddy's notorious Hollywood parties through a leaked video. This video quickly garnered widespread attention online, leading to strained relations with a longtime friend. In the footage, Jamie disclosed having documentation of these events, singling out a particularly chaotic pool party in Beverly Hills, and describing the peculiar occurrences that took place.
I would show up to the party in my little town car. There's town, I grabbed my town car so I could skirt.
This incident caused a stir on the internet, and when Jamie ended up hospitalized, speculation arose that Diddy might be responsible. There are suggestions that Diddy's extravagant parties contributed to Jamie's struggles with substance abuse, although no concrete evidence has emerged to substantiate these claims. For anyone who follows hip-hop or stays updated on Hollywood news, it's well known that Diddy has had his fair share of troubling incidents with the law. In 2017, the influential hip-hop mogul added the unexpected title of #1 Dad to his already extensive resume, albeit for the wrong reasons. Following a post-Father's Day altercation at his son's university, UCLA, Diddy found himself making headlines once again. According to TMZ, sources reported that the incident involved a dispute between Diddy and one of his son's football coaches. Justin Combs, the rapper's son, played as a defensive back, but had seen limited playing time during his 3 years at UCLA.
When you have a child that plays sports, you have to you actually giving your child up to those coaches. But I think there's a fine line too, and I think there's times when you have to just communicate.
Although officials remained tight-lipped regarding the victim's identity and the underlying motives, it was revealed that Diddy faced charges of assault with a deadly weapon, making terrorist threats, and battery. Curiously, the alleged deadly weapon was none other than a kettlebell weight, a peculiar and unwieldy choice. Thankfully, no serious injuries were sustained during the incident, and Combs was released later that same night. In addition to possessing a degree from the Stannis Baratheon School of Tough Parenting, Diddy has acquired a reputation for committing serious crimes involving rather amusing objects. In fact, the artist formerly known as Puff Daddy or P. Diddy seems to have more assault charges to his name than pseudonyms. One notable incident occurred in 1999 when Combs pleaded guilty to second-degree harassment following an alleged assault on record executive Steve Stout. Stout accused the rapper of storming into his office with 2 companions and attacking him with a chair and a champagne bottle. Stout vividly recalled how Combs proceeded to overturn his desk before casually exiting the scene, leaving behind a trail of chaos in the corporate setting. While Combs vehemently denied breaking Stout's jaw and arm, he did admit to letting his emotions cloud his judgment, acknowledging his mistake. It was revealed that the altercation between Stout and Combs stemmed from Nas's music video for Hate Me Now, which featured both rappers being metaphorically crucified. Stout, who managed Nas, was aware of Combs' reservations regarding the crucifixion imagery. When the video was released against Combs' removal request, he saw Stout as a sacrificial lamb for the sacrilegious mishap. Surprisingly, Combs' guilty plea to a lesser charge resulted in just 1 day of court-ordered anger management. These days, Stout and Combs toast with champagne bottles instead of using them as instruments of confrontation. Regrettably, Combs' most serious offense in 1999 did not culminate in a happily ever after. The infamous December Times Square shootout unfolded at a club fittingly named Club New York. While certain details remain undisclosed, the known facts surrounding this incident have rightly elevated it to a mythical status, with insiders in Hollywood, such as Dave Chappelle, privy to even more information. The altercation commenced when Combs accidentally bumped into another clubgoer, resulting in the spillage of the man's drink. Instead of simply brushing it off and moving on, this individual, in an act of sheer idiocy, opted to insult and provoke Combs. The exchange of words escalated, reaching a tipping point when someone disdainfully threw cash at Combs, as if it were some sort of degrading gesture. Amidst the chaos, with Club New Yorkers scrambling to grab the flying money, rapper and Combs associate Jamal Shine Barrow drew a semi-automatic weapon and unleashed gunfire, injuring 3 innocent bystanders. Before anyone could even utter a "that escalated quickly" remark, Combs fired a single shot into the ceiling, punctuating the tension. Subsequently, Combs and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez hastily fled the scene in a Lincoln Navigator. However, their escape was short-lived, as they were stopped by the police and taken into custody. Allegedly, the music executive attempted to bribe his driver into taking the blame for the firearm, offering a diamond pinky ring worth $40,000 as collateral. This tale couldn't be more reminiscent of the 90s if Combs had tried to bribe his driver with an actual ring pop. Diddy found himself facing serious charges of gun possession and bribery, carrying the potential of a 15-year prison sentence if convicted. In a twist that surely delighted famed lawyer Johnny Cochran, who had famously defended O.J. Simpson, Diddy secured a formidable defense team. While Diddy ultimately avoided imprisonment, his associate, rapper Shine, was not as fortunate, serving a decade behind bars. The repercussions of the shooting continued to haunt Diddy even after a decade had passed, leading to settlements with all 3 victims in 2011. One of the victims, Natanya Rubin, who sustained gunshot wounds to the nose and had enduring bullet fragments in her face, received a settlement of $1.8 million. Interestingly, as of 2010, Shine was said to be residing in Jerusalem as a practicing Orthodox Jew. Over time, Diddy and Shine managed to reconcile their differences, although Diddy's romantic relationship with J.Lo did not withstand the aftermath of the shooting, an unfortunate confirmation of the regrettable adage bros before hoes. Adding to Diddy's catalog of 90s true crime episodes was the accusation by radio host Roger Mills, who claimed to have been assaulted by the rapper's bodyguards. Mills alleged that the attack occurred after an interview during which he inquired about Diddy's involvement in the murder of Notorious B.I.G. In 2004, Diddy denied these charges, testifying that he had not given any violent directives to his security personnel. Ultimately, the courts ruled in favor of Combs, citing insufficient evidence to support the allegations. The 2000s provided little legal relief for the rapper-turned-businessman, as Diddy found himself entangled in numerous pending lawsuits, making his legal battles more numerous than his collection of suits. In 2004, promoter James Walden filed a $5 million lawsuit against Diddy. It all started when Walden approached the rapper at the Box, a popular Lower East Side hotspot, and extended an invitation to a hip-hop show he was promoting. According to court documents, Combs signaled to a bodyguard to forcefully remove Mr. Walden from his proximity, resulting in 3 aggressive handlers assaulting the promoter with repeated hits and kicks. Then, in 2011, Diddy took his brand loyalty to the extreme by berating a fan who dared to drink an alcoholic beverage that wasn't the Diddy-endorsed Ciroc. While hosting a BET Awards after-party alongside T.I., Diddy directed a torrent of obscenities towards an unsuspecting attendee. Reports even claim that Diddy went so far as to hurl ice cubes from the stage, igniting a heated atmosphere within the club. In an attempt to calm the crowd amidst Diddy's Cyrock-related antics, T.I. took it upon himself to reprimand Combs for his excessive behavior, particularly his insistence on K-Rock dominance. However, the night took a turn for the worse, as unconfirmed reports of gunfire later surfaced, with Diddy's aggressive conduct being attributed to the chaotic incident. It seemed that post-recession, Puff Daddy's reliance on his liquor-related ventures, such as Ciroc, proved to be somewhat misguided, much to the disappointment of his fans. But wait, there's more. Our journey into Diddy's eventful history has only just begun. In 2014, Diddy found himself embroiled in a relatively non-violent dispute with fellow rapper Drake. While Drake sought medical attention for an alleged shoulder punch from Diddy, at least there were no guns or champagne bottles involved. The conflict arose from an accusation that Drake had appropriated one of Diddy's tracks and presented it as his own, leading to a classic case of a stolen beat. Fast forward to the following year, when a disgruntled Diddy fan named Stephen Donaldson claimed to have been on the receiving end of a punch from the rapper. In a TMZ video, Donaldson openly criticized Diddy for his tardiness at a scheduled appearance during a Super Bowl party, allegedly provoking Diddy, who may not have been in the mood for K-Rock at that moment. Donaldson's actions seemingly led to one of Diddy's associates delivering a punch to his face, prompting Donaldson to file a battery report against the rapper. While Diddy's extensive rap sheet may overshadow his musical prowess, it is worth noting that his most notorious alleged crimes never saw the inside of a courtroom. In 2008, a controversial article by Los Angeles Times reporter Chuck Phillips, which has since been retracted, made explosive claims implicating Combs and the Notorious Big in the premeditated attack on Tupac Shakur at New York's Quad Recording Studios on November 30th, 1994. Based on information from FBI informants and undisclosed sources, Phillips asserted that the incident was partly driven by Shakur's refusal to join Diddy's Bad Boy label. This highly publicized event further fueled the already heated East Coast-West Coast rivalry, ultimately resulting in the tragic deaths of both Tupac and Biggie. Diddy vehemently denied the allegations, issuing a statement that emphatically refuted any involvement on his or Biggie's part, stating, "It is a complete fabrication to suggest that there was any participation from either Biggie or myself."
We've got testimonial evidence to support this theory, and he tells us things that he could not have known had he not been.
In 2011, the publication of Murder Rap by former LAPD homicide detective Greg Kading added another layer of controversy to Diddy's legacy. Kading's book alleges that Diddy orchestrated a contract killing worth $1 million on Tupac Shakur. Drawing from his involvement in the investigation, Kading claims to possess a recorded confession from Diddy's supposed hitman. Diddy vehemently dismissed the book as pure fiction. Despite evading numerous charges throughout his career, it remains to be seen whether further revelations about the rapper's alleged criminal past will come to light, perhaps even through a potential memoir from his football-playing son, Justin Combs. As Jamie Foxx continues his recovery, it is hoped that Dave Chappelle will continue shedding light on the obscured aspects of Hollywood's underbelly. Their insights and perspectives bring attention to the darker side of the entertainment industry that has remained concealed from the public eye for far too long. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye.